Good morning, Farnsey Wildcats. Welcome to another wonderful week here at Farnsey Middle School. I bring you the morning messages for the week of January 24th, 2024. We always begin with our Farnsey's motto: I am unique, I am pursuing excellence, I am developing. I'm a lifelong learner. Together we are Farnsley. So let me talk about what we have going on this week. First and foremost, we've got shout outs. Congratulations to those students who were recognized this week. And in particular, these students were recognized. Miss Jividen is recognized. Kalia T, Kamaya G, Precious G, Brooklyn J, and Isabella Y, for making her day during NTI from Miss Jividen. Thank you so much for all you did to help support her and made her day. Miss Collins is giving a shout out to Chance F, Kaylin R, Wayne B, Justice E, Ellison L, Michael M, Umitisi U, Ava G, 6th grade, Ava G in 7th grade, Kane N, Nathan N, James S, John Y, Haley C, and her entire fourth period class for awesome participation during NTI. That was from Miss Collins. Shout out to Christian P for remarkable performance in the River City with the River City Drum Choir during the Keeper of the Dream production. I think it was last Monday at the Kentucky Center for the Arts. That goes from Miss Johnson. Congratulations to these students and many more that are doing such great things. Thank you so much for your participation and your focus on what you do. It's so great. Always great to remind you about your uniform. Don't forget all these multiple colors: black, white, gold, gray, royal blue, baby blue, navy blue. That's a polo style shirt. There's crew neck sweatshirts that are quarter zip, what have you. Your pants, skirt, skirts, shorts should be khaki, black, or navy blue. If you do skirts, skirts, or shorts, they should be no shorter than 2 inches above your knee. Your shoes need to cover your toes and your heels. Those slide-on Crocs, not appropriate, okay? Don't forget, always Friday, we allow a $1 Jeans Day participation. If you wish to participate in Jeans Day, uniform tops are still expected. Bottoms can be jeans, any type of jeans that you have. Need a button and zip. No leggings, no leggings, no leggings, no jogging shorts or what have you. None of that. Now, the stipulation, if you have holes in your jeans that expose any skin above your knee, you need to make sure that the skin is covered, such as wearing leggings or jogging or shorts or what have you underneath your jeans. Now, these students, for instance, that's fine. The hose at the knee, above the knee, skin is showing. These jeans don't have it at all, but these are already made that they're covered. These are not acceptable. Again, the skin above the knee, if skin is showing, it needs to be covered. Those are not acceptable. That's an example. Cell phone and electronics, they need to be off and in your locker at all times. I've seen her found on your person. They can be confiscated with progressive discipline. Okay, locker visits, we do so before school and after school. Make sure you leave those specific electronics that you're not supposed to take to class and also your backpack. Your regular size backpack and your coats or jackets or what have you. All those need to remain in your locker. You can wear your drawstring backpack to class, okay? When you arrive to school, you go to the cafeteria, gym, or the library. Again, cafeteria if you're hungry, library if you want somewhere quiet to relax or what have you, and gym otherwise. And then after that, you go to your locker. Hallway expectations, right hand side, single file, zero voice level. And don't forget, these are the things that you need to bring with you from your locker every day. If you find that you do not have an iPad first thing in the morning, that's when you need to stop and see Miss Collins. First thing in the morning. You cannot go to one of the holding areas or go to class and then realize, oh, wait, I don't have this, and then go down. You need to do that as soon as you get to school. That's your responsibility. I always like to remind those as NTI, are we going to the NTI? Oh my gosh, gosh. This is almost like a heat wave. It's 40 to 50 degrees outside right now. I don't expect us to go into an NTI anytime soon, but We do live in Kentucky. So make sure that during these next couple months, you stay diligent in taking your iPad and your charger home with you every day, checking the weather to see when it's a little iffy outside or what have you. Check to see what's going on and follow the schedule appropriately. Most everyone did just that, and I appreciated everyone who logged in and we saw you and you were able to participate in class just fine. Thank you so much. And that is our schedule for Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday, as well as Wednesday. So just if you need support, make sure you know our counseling corner is available to you. Need academic support? Well, ESS, sign up for ESS. It is available morning and afternoon on Mondays and Wednesdays. So that is the link to do so. This is the week at a glance of different things that are going on. Eighth grade basketball night is tonight. Actually, they changed it to tonight. It's a game against Conway. It's tonight. So it's here at Farnsley. So that being said, quite a few things going on this week and next week. This Sunday, they're asking you to remember to reset your data on your iPad so that it runs a little faster for you. Okay. Drop off procedures, always good to remind you. Remember, we only allow turns onto Wildcat Lane, turning right onto Wildcat Lane. It makes the flow go a lot quicker and easier and more, more efficiently, okay? If you do come off of Cane Run or Rockford and you're like, yeah, but I got to turn left. Go down past Wildcat Lane, past the railroad tracks, turn around, and then get in line, and you'll be able to access the carpool lane much, much easier, okay? Make sure you do not block any entrances, block any entrances or any railroads, please, 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 okay? So usually the carpool, as soon as we get it rolling, 15 minutes in and out, you're done, all right? I've started a series called How to Study Smarter, Not Harder. Someone says, I've got to study hard for this test. Not really sure what that means, to study hard for a test. You really need to study smarter, not harder. Now, in order to do so, I'd like to begin by talking to you about how your brain works. There's quite a few parts of your brain. These are color distinguished or what have you, but your brain doesn't have all that colors normally. Like for instance, the frontal lobe, it is for you to play, organize, have self-control. That's your frontal lobe here, okay? The temporal lobe deals with your temperament or your emotions or your senses. The occipital lobe is where your memory comes in or your visual and depth perception. Also, your cerebellum is your coordination. Okay. So that being said, we went over quite a few other things. This lobe right here is your sensory. Okay, whether something's hot or cold or what have you. Okay, your sensories here. So I want to talk about your short-term memory and your long-term memory. Your short-term memory is found in your frontal lobe, close to your frontal lobe, whereby your long-term memory is found back here. Now, a lot of times when you first meet someone, here's what gets stored in your short-term memory. Let's say you first meet somebody, you say, hey, whatever, you walk, whatever. Hey, keep going. Well, unless you do certain things to put it in your long-term memory, after a while, you won't remember that person, meeting that person, or seeing somebody in the hallway or what have you, because you never transferred it from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. In order to do so, there's a couple things that we suggest that you do, or there's a couple things tried and true that say it's easier to move it from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. For instance, if I were to ask you, what is your, well, you might not know phone numbers anymore. What is your first address you ever remember, or your grandparents' address, or what have you? You may be able to remember it, but there's some other things that probably helped you remember, such as repetition, mnemonics, or association. These three things. Let me tell you. Repetition. What is repetition? Well, going over something at least 3 times, 3 or more times. You do things over and over and over and over again They go from your short-term memory to your long-term memory. That you're not gonna forget it. You do those over and over and over again, it moves back there and it stays there. That whenever you need it, you have it. Like for instance, why do I remember how to spell Czechoslovakia? Because in seventh grade I had a test over it and how to spell it correctly. It was a very long. This country doesn't even exist that way anymore. There's Czechos and then there's Slovakians. There's not a Czechoslovakian, but Czechoslovakia because over and over again, I spelled that word, that name of that country, so that it went from my short term memory to my long term memory. Do I remember much else? I learned a lot in school, but to say that, oh, I remember who my friend was. I remember this. I remember my friend's birthday. I don't remember that. That's not from seventh grade. No, I don't remember those things. But because I did this repetitively and moved it from here to here, it's stuck in my brain, okay? Mnemonics, using a catchy phrase, a song, a rhyme to help us learn a series of steps. Mnemonics, associating something with like a catchy phrase or rhyme. For instance, every good boy does fine. All right, my musicians out there are like, oh, that's the order of the scales, E, G, B, D, F. Correct, order of the scales, okay? Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. All right, anyone want to guess? Exactly. That's your order of operations for math. First, you work on your parentheses, then you do your exponents, then you do multiplication and division from left to right, and then you do addition and subtraction from left to right. That solves your equations whenever you have a multi-step equation because it's mnemonics. How do you remember that? You come up with a catchy phrase or tune or song or steps or series to learn it. And that's how it is. All right, association. All right, recalling something by assigning a relationship between unrelated options, okay? For instance, how do you pronounce my name or the smell of something or what have you? Okay, forgive me, my Ray, but I'm about to use what you told me in sixth grade. When you were in sixth grade, you said, to remember how to say my name right, she said, think of my ray of sunshine. So every time I see her, I'm about to say her name, the first thing, an unrelated object comes to my mind is a ray of sunshine. And so I say constantly, by now I do it so often repetitively that I don't have to think of it, but I say, good morning, my Ray, but I make sure I pronounce it right because of how she was able to give me an association to her name, okay? Some people are like, yeah, but how do you always come up with some, the smell of something, the color of something? For instance, somebody's cologne or perfume that they wear, you always associate that smell with that particular person. Well, when we're talking about school, maybe how you associate those things. If you were to write in one color pen for one subject, I promise you that when you start thinking of what did I write in those science notes, what did it say? What did it say? And let's say you chose a green pen to write with, you can choose whatever pen. But if you all of your science notes were in green, every time you pulled up a green pen or green writing, you would immediately think of what you did in science. Try it out. That's something about how your brain works. I want to leave you with a couple tips. Space repetition techniques, for instance. If you want to memorize something quickly, okay, the first time after you receive it, first time you repeat it, right after you learned it, redo it. Then the second time, do it again or look at it again within 15 to 20 minutes. Do it again after it's been presented to you like 6 or 8 hours later. Then do it again in one day. Then it'll go from your short-term memory to your long-term. But if you really want to learn something over a long period of time, let's say you have a lot to learn and you have the time to learn it, which is good. That's always the best method. Review it just after you've seen it for the first time, then do it 20 to 30 minutes later, then do it the next day, then wait 2 to 3 weeks later, try it again, then 2 to 3 months later, try it again. It's just stuck in your long-term memory, okay? So these are just some techniques and some tips on how to study smarter, not harder. Want to end our lesson this morning to talk about little known other students your age doing great things in the world. I present this because I want you all to be inspired and think about what can you do differently? What would you like to do differently and make a mark in the world? Marley Diaz, she was tired of always looking for books in the library, local libraries or school library, what have you, that had, but not seeing positive images of young African American girls. So she created a campaign and asked her community to donate like 1,000 books that represented African American females or African American males in a positive light because she wasn't seeing any of those in her at her grasp. So she did a campaign. She put up flyers, called around, visited different stores in the neighborhood, in the area, passed out different flyers, asked them if they would donate. Lo and behold, she didn't just get 1,000, she got 9,000 books. She had so many books donated that she took them to other libraries in the area, even outside of her community, other schools, other what have you. And all this because she went on a search and realized this is a need that I need to see met. And this is what I'd like to do. She was 11 years old when she did this, just like most of you all. So if you are tried and true, sit there and think about what is it that you would like to see different in your community to make a mark on you and your world around you and make a difference. Think about it, come up with a plan, see it out. Okay, this is Marley Diaz. That's all the announcements I have for you this morning. I remember the difference in a good day and a bad day is your attitude. Let's make it a great one.